Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. When it comes to Nigeria and Nigerian politics, we always know that there's always that issue of corruption and corruption charges that always trail them after each of their tenure at some point or the other, especially if they're in the opposition party. Well, Governor Obiano is not left out, as a few hours ago, some days back, EFCC had actually put his name on watch list, and he has this reply to give to them. Well, before we go to the newspaper to find out all the intricacies that is going on within the corridor of power, especially coming from Anambra State, we'd like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button beside it. You will see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Well, the Anambra State government has said that Governor Willie Obiano was ready to answer questions about his tenure in office, and that the governor, who is currently in the United States, did not leave the country in disguise. This was in reaction to the news that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) has placed the governor on watch list. The governor and it's suspected that the governor, I take that again. The governor will conclude his tenure on March 17, and it's suspected that he may leave the country after then. A press statement by the Anambra State government, which was signed by the Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Mr. Sidon Adenuba, said there was no doubt that the governor will leave the country after his tenure, as he has always announced so, but insisted that the governor was ready to account for his years in office. The release described the news of the governor having been put on the commission's watch list as being sponsored, stating that currently the governor was outside the country and legitimately traveled without disguising himself or sneaking out. He attributed the action of the commission as being engineered by some people who wanted to impose a state of emergency on Anambra, saying that the move was in retaliation of the defeat of their ambition to take Anambra at all costs. Adenuba's press statement reads, Nigerians were dismayed that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) went a new low on Wednesday, November 24th, 2021, when a sponsored media report claimed that it has placed Governor Willie Obiano of Anambra State on its watch list. The EFCC provided no details of how Governor Obiano has been placed on its watch list, but made a reference to a letter it purportedly wrote on November 15, 2021, to the Comptroller General of Nigeria Immigration Service (NIS), asking it to inform the anti-graft agency anytime the governor is traveling out of the country. Everything that can be wrong with politically motivated statements like this one is obviously wrong. With this statement, the EFCC knows full well that it is acting inelegantly in this instance, and so has tried as much as possible not to make an official public statement on the alleged placing of Chief Obiano on watch list. It furtively gave a session of the media the news report it wrote based on ostensibly its letter to the NIS on November 15. Governor Obiano is out of the country currently, and he traveled through one of the country's international airports. He did not disguise himself, but rather left the country with his identity fully disclosed at the necessary immigration point. The EFCC sounded more inelegant when it claimed in the sponsored press report that it received intelligence reports that the governor plans to flee from Nigeria once he hands over power next month. Hands over power next March 17, which to the newly elected Anambra State Governor, Professor Charles Chukwuemeka Soludo. Chief Obiano has never left any persons in doubt that he will relocate to his base in the United States once he finishes his tenure. As early as Wednesday, March 4, 2020, he announced his decision to a meeting of the Anambra State Council of Elders. Adenuba said Governor Obiano has a whole 4 months to remain in office as Anambra State Chief Executive, and that nobody in Nigeria can circumscribe his constitutionally conferred immunity, which shields him from both criminal and civil prosecution. The EFCC went too far to announce in November that it is observing him. We are not aware of any state governor who had up to 4 months to be in office, and the EFCC went on to sponsor media reports that he was being investigated. It is indeed strange that the EFCC is making a show that it is investigating a high public officer. Anti-corruption agencies like intelligence services conduct their investigations discreetly and not on pages of newspaper. Media trial has never benefited the EFCC. The whole nation knows those behind all the present historics about Obiano. They are those who didn't want the November 6th election to hold. They are those in high places who unsuccessfully canvassed for emergency rule in Anambra, supposedly on security grounds. They are those who masterminded the Benekudo High Court charade in Jigawa State over the APGA leadership, and more importantly, the authentic APGA candidate in November gubernatorial election in Anambra State. They are those responsible for the sacrilege of customary court in Abuja issuing criminal summons to Professor Soludo, a former Central Bank of Nigeria. These people are still fighting the gubernatorial battle on behalf of their badly defeated friends and political associates in the Anambra vote. They will fail badly, as they have done in the recent past. The EFCC should not allow itself to be used by politicians who are mere birds of passage. Its ongoing Anambra drama is still in bad taste. It did not serve Governor Obiano any notice, nor did it invite him to answer questions about his service record. It just went to the press. Yet, the governor is still willing to answer any questions about his years in office. After all, he has received a prestigious award from the United Nations Development Programme for Social Service Integrity, the release stated. Wow. I guess Governor Obiano is not scared. He has said it all. Said, look, anytime you want me, by all means, I'll answer to any questions you want me to answer to. But don't forget, as I still have 4 months. Based on what he said, he still has 4 months, and there's still that immunity clause that he still enjoys. Okay, so whatever investigation you're doing, normally an anti-graft agency of that magnitude, as is well known and respected, should do its investigation discreetly. So, but whatever the case is, right now it's in the state cooling off, the hustle and bustle of Nigeria. That is why you see people doing everything they can to enter public office, because it's public funds that we just need to enjoy. Nigerians are just thinking, well, when the subsidy fully leaves, how they will survive their life. Governors are enjoying themselves. Well, that's how it should be. The cap on easy lies the head that wears the crown. I guess successfully done. The candidate delivered. Soludo handing over. That's nice. Let's meet in our conversation. What's your take on this?